Hi and welcome back to the Bored Whovian YouTube channel, and today I'm actually bringing something back which I tried to start a while ago. I tried to start it just before Flux. I had the idea of doing a kind of monthly review series where I would go onto this website, the randomizer, and I would randomly select a Doctor Who story from its entirety, as long as it's, still with us. And I would watch it and then give it a review. So, since there's not going to be Doctor Who for a while now, or at least until Easter, I thought, let's bring it back. I'm going to bring this series back and see how it works out. Obviously, last time I did it, I watched Midnight. So now, we're going to see another episode, and let's just see what it is. Okay, so here we are. For those of you that haven't seen it, obviously I've gained a fair few subscribers since the last time. This is the basic explanation of it. You get a quote from Armageddon Factor, where they bring in the actual randomizer from the series, which is in the TARDIS. Nice little explanation. Just got to make sure my settings are right. So, all doctors are ticked. Skip long stories is not an option. No story is too long. Don't skip missing episode. I'm going to skip stories with missing episodes and skip completely missing stories. Animated reconstructions are not impossible. Don't repeat stories. Here we go. We're ready. So, let's pick a story. 3, 2, 1. Father's Day. We're going to watch Father's Day. Another New Who one. I don't make it do it, but it's picked Father's Day. So, that is a really interesting one. I haven't actually watched that in ages. That would be an interesting one to watch. Okay, so I'm about to go watch that. Next time you see me, I will have watched it and I'll be giving it a review, okay? So I'm now going to pass on over to me 50 or so minutes in the future. Okay, so I've just finished watching Father's Day. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a bit of a weird person when it comes to being a Doctor Who fan and re-watching episodes. I don't tend to re-watch Doctor Who that much. Some people might just go, I'm going to re-watch Series 1, this month, or re-watch, certain episodes. I just sometimes just have a feeling and just go, I want to watch this episode, and Series 1 I don't really tend to look back on that much. And this week, just by chance, before getting Father's Day in the randomizer, I watched the Slitheen 2-parter and then Dalek yesterday. So this has really lined up. It's almost gone in order. I've skipped the long game, which is what I do in rewatches anyway. But I haven't watched this story in years, and it's a brilliant one by Paul Cornell. Obviously, Paul Cornell is the man who wrote Human Nature and the Family of Blood, the original novelisation for the 7th Doctor, and of course rewrote it to work with the 10th Doctor in Series 3. And it's a phenomenal story, I've got to say that. I'll leave my rating out of 10 at the end of this, but you can already tell from my opinion, it's clearly a phenomenal story. And Series 1 is a great series. It's a great start to Doctor Who, in New Who in 2005, brilliant, and it's just fantastic. It's such a great episode as it focuses on Rose, and Billie Piper's performance is excellent. I love the focus on Pete. And knowing that I've seen Series 2 and what happens beyond with Rose, it's really nice to see. And before, I don't really know the actor's name, but the guy who plays Pete Tyler's a brilliant performance. It's so lovely. I mean, to talk about the early parts of the story, obviously it's all about Rose saving her dad and screwing up time, and it's just fantastic. I really like the drama of it all, in the fact that the Doctor gives her the chance to actually see her dad and beat the lot and just make sure he doesn't die alone, screws up, and then he lets her go again. And that's where the problem lies, and it's just, I like the fact that the Doctor lets her have that chance. I do like that because it just shows that the Doctor's compassion, but then of course his anger comes out when she gets it wrong and saves him. And that moment of them having a go at each other really sets in place the whole argument, which later comes into play with something like Fires of Pompeii, well, obviously she's going, come on, you're allowed to save people, why can't I save my dad? What's my dad going to do? And then he's saying, look, you can't just save someone who's dead. You can't save someone who's dead and wasn't alive a minute ago. And, you know, he says he'd save the tunnels if he could, but he can't. And of course that's really vital to the conflict in Father's Pompeii, where actually they come to a very different conclusion, and the Doctor can't go, and Donna makes the Doctor think, I can save someone. I can save someone. It's nice to know, and it's a really good story. It's a very good story. I mean, it really helps Rose grow as a character. It comes into play in the finale and letting her convince Jackie to help her come back to the Doctor. And I mean, Chris Eccleston is fantastic as the Doctor. I didn't even mean to make that pun, but he's fantastic. And yeah, it's so great here. And the concept of the Reapers I really like. It's a shame they haven't come back. I mean, of course they wouldn't come back in Moffat's era because there are paradoxes every 5 minutes. But a really nice concept of the idea that they're kind of like the bacteria of time, like they come and fix the wound, and that's a really nice concept. And the idea that he says, look, like they've never been around, they're not really around that much because the Time Lords kind of nipped them in the bud, and Time Lords aren't around anymore, which maybe you could use as an explanation as to why we haven't seen them since, as now we know the Time Lords are back, kind of. I don't know if they're back now. I mean, maybe some survived from Series 12, I'm not too sure, but hey ho, we don't know. But I really think they're a really nice idea, the way they're kind of always lingering outside the church. I like how you don't see the actual visual reveal for a while, you just see the red lighting from their vision. The use of Mickey as a little kid I like, that's really cute. Him running out of the park and all that stuff. There's just so many good moments. I mean, I'll talk about one moment which is a little bit funny first. I really like the moment where the Doctor is trying to order around Jackie and he just shuts her up completely. And then after she goes, I should have done that ages ago. I just love that little moment from Eccleston. You know, his ability to really express all those different things. He can be fun, but he can be dark, he can be brooding, and he can be sad. And he's a fantastic Doctor. He's the perfect Doctor for Series 1. Genuinely find it hard to think it would have worked without Chris Eccleston to kick it off. And probably one of my favourite Doctor moments, and something which I will think about a lot in terms of when you looking at the Doctor as a character, is this moment with the married couple, where you know where the wife to be says, you know, I know we're not important, and then he just stops her in her tracks and goes, who said you're not important? And it's just the street corner, 2 o'clock in the morning, taking a taxi home. I'd never have a life like that, and that is just so beautiful. And then it's just lovely because the Doctor just sees beauty in normality and in normal life and in love, and it's a lovely little moment. I like that we get that moment with the couple, you know, in that, you know, there's a couple about to be married and their life's gone upside down due to Rose making a mistake, and you know, slowly but surely you see that Pete realises that Rose is that daughter from the future, and you see in him when he's asking her questions, he knows very early because he can tell he's supposed to die, and that's why she's come back, because she saved him, and he knows that. And as soon as the Doctor Doctor gets killed, he has to do it. He has to let himself die, and the story changes. It's beautiful. It's really nice, and I really like this story. I'll be honest, I'm close to tears. You know, it's really nice. It's just a really nice story, and yeah, it's a real turning point in the Doctor and Rose's relationship as they have some conflict and they get through it. And I mean, in any given relationship, having a bit, you know, you can have conflict in a relationship, but it's how you deal with it and how you go past it, and where are you two in a relationship beyond that, whether it be friends or in a deeper relationship. And you know, I love the final shot, which is them walking away from the body back to the TARDIS, and it's just, you know, we've done it. We've given him the death that he needed with, you know, someone over him, and that's just really lovely. Yeah, I think that's all. You know, what would I rank this story out of 10? I give it a 9. I'd give this story a 9. In terms of how it works within the series, it clearly has a purpose within the series, and it works that to perfection. And as an individual episode, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Would I show this to a newcomer? Absolutely. And I'd be surprised if they didn't like it. I think this is a fantastic episode of Doctor Who. Paul Cornell's absolutely written his heart out there. I mean, if I was writing this, I'd be crying while writing it. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. That's my Father's Day review. I'll probably do another random review in like a month or maybe less. I don't know. I mean, we might get some news concerning the new Doctor soon. So I'm scheduling a lot of these videos long term so that I can just delay them a little bit in case, and then just whack one out for the new Doctor announcement, which I expect to be this month or next month due to the rumours which I'm hearing. But that is it. So if you like this video, then please give it a like. Also subscribe if you're new, or just really like my content, and also ding the bell for notifications. The bell should be about there. And yeah, also I got my Instagram, which is at the_board_Whovian. There I will post just whenever I'm uploading and other stuff, which might be fun, might be not, I don't know, depending on what you think. But that is it. I've been the Bored Whovian, and hopefully you've had a nice time. See you around.